Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to go over some of the best skills to train on this double XP event. So in this guide, I will not only be going over the best skills to train, I'll also mention why and some really key unlocks that those skills will bring. And I'll also mention a nice way of training it during double XP. So anyway guys, I really hope you do enjoy the video and let's get into it. So starting off with our first skill, we have Herblore, which is probably the best skill to train on double XP. There are many different ways to train this skill efficiently on double XP. Here on screen is a list of some of the best depending on your Herblore level. Herblore is an exceptional skill to train on double XP because not only is the skill really expensive to train, but it also does take a fair amount of time to level it up. So training it on double XP will allow you to save a ton of time and save a ton of money. Now also with Herblore, you will be unlocking so many extremely useful potions, including overloads, which are unlocked at level 96. These are probably the best potion to unlock. Basically what it does, it will boost your attack, strength, defense, and range and magic by 15% of the stat level, and then plus 3 for 6 minutes. This is also a static boost, meaning that your stats won't be decreased while this boost is active. So this is a really useful potion for PvM and bossing, and one that you will want to unlock. A few other great unlocks include the Adrenaline Potion, again, also really useful for PvM and bossing. And then there's the Extreme Invention Potion. This is really helpful for invention, and when you're trying to get perks, you're going to want to use this potion as well. And all three of these potions are untradeable. Summoning is also one of the best skills to train on double XP weekend. It is a skill that doesn't really take too much time to train, however it does cost a lot of money, and it also costs charms to train this skill as well, which a lot of players don't have too many of. So training this skill on double XP will allow you to gain XP really fast. You'll also save a ton of money, but you'll also save your charms as well, and this is really important, especially for low and mid-level players, because charms can be pretty tedious to obtain. Now, summoning can be trained in a variety of different ways, and on screen now is just a chart that goes by what you might want to make at your particular summoning level. So here's a few ways to train this skill. Of course, there's tons of summoning guides out there, but this is pretty useful just to get the idea of some things you will want to make. As you can see, the blue charms, there aren't really as many of them. That's because the blue charms, they do give you the most XP per hour, so those are really important charms to have, and you'll be getting a ton of XP if you do decide to use them. Summoning also has tons of useful unlocks, not only for PvM, but for skilling as well. A few useful unlocks that I do want to mention include the Nihil Familiars. These are super helpful for PvM and bossing. They'll give you a damage boost for specific combat styles. We also have the Abyssal Titan at level 93 summoning. This is a really helpful Beast of Burden type creature for rune crafting. It will allow you to store rune essence or pure essence. Then we also have the Pack Yak, which is another Beast of Burden, and the Pack Mammoth, which is a Beast of Burden. And then of course there is the Ripper Demon, which is probably the strongest summoning familiar in the game in terms of damage per second, and it's used at a ton of different bosses. Another great skill to train this double XP is Divination. Now, Divination, it has been historically a slow skill, and a pretty boring one at that, which is why a lot of people opt to train it on double XP. However, another reason that you guys might want to train this skill on this double XP is because we're actually getting a slight Divination rework. So on the start of double XP, we're going to be changing Divination. As you can see, the following changes were made. So wisps are now going to stay within a 5-tile radius of the crater at all times. The memory springs now remain for at least 60 seconds, and there are a ton of different things that can boost that. up to around 3.5 minutes or so. And then finally, the chronicle fragments will now spawn next to you and not move. So basically, these are all changes to Divination. It's going to make the skill a bit more AFK and probably up the XP per hour. So again, it isn't really a buyable skill. However, it might be neat just to try out some of these changes that they have made to the skill on double XP. As for the unlocks from Divination, there are really only two major unlocks, which is the Sign of the Porters. These are unlocked throughout the skill. There are various different tiers, and actually along with the rework that they are doing on Divination, they are making a brand new tier, which is going to be Sign of the Porter 7 basically. So you will be able to make those, and also Invention. It's another super useful unlock, and you only need 80 Divination to unlock that. Archaeology is another great skill to train on double XP. However, the skill does work a little bit different on double XP than many other skills. So basically with double XP, you're going to be getting the artifacts twice as fast. However, when you restore them, you won't be getting double XP. So the only benefit of training it on double XP is getting those artifacts twice as fast. You'll also get twice the amount of excavation XP. So basically, yeah, you will be getting double XP from this. And Archaeology is a really great skill to train. Of course, a lot of you guys probably don't have the skill max since it is the newest skill in the game. Now, the main reason you are going to want to train Archaeology is because of the relics that you can unlock from it. So some of the useful relics that I want to mention are the Berserker's Fury relic. You can unlock this at level 56. So what this relic does is it will deal up to 5.5% extra damage in all of your styles, depending on the lower your current life points are below the max. So this will obviously just improve your DPS when PVMing. Fury of the Small is probably one of my favorites. It's one that I always have active. What it does, it will allow you to generate an extra 1% adrenaline on your basic abilities. Following that, we have Persistent Rage, another really great relic unlocked at level 98. And so the Persistent Rage relic will make it so your adrenaline will not drain outside of combat. Now, these are some of the best relics to use for PVMing, but there are also quite a few for skilling, including the Divine Conversion relic unlocked at level 98. And this is useful for Divination, so when you are converting your memories at one of the rifts, you'll convert the entire backpack in one go rather than doing them one at a time, essentially allowing you to get twice the amount of XP or twice the amount of energy. So really great relic for skilling there. There's also a ton of relics for the other skills, including rune crafting, farming, and then we have wood cutting, fire making, a bunch of others as well. The last one I want to go over is the Inspire relic. These are really useful. There's actually 4 of them. They will allow you to gain an extra 2% XP in support, gathering, artisan, or combat skills, depending on which one you have active. Finally, the last extremely good unlock that you will get from Archaeology is reaching 120 Archaeology. This will allow you to complete the Mysterious City mystery, and the reward for this will be an extra 150 monolith energy, which you can then use to actually activate some better relics. Hunter is another great skill to train, mostly because it is a pretty tedious skill. It isn't a buyable really, so for that reason you might not want to train it, but it is a pretty annoying skill that a lot of players like to train on double XP, especially with the protein traps because the XP per hour is insane. So this is another option for you. There aren't really any useful unlocks other than reaching 99 for the max cape. Farming is another pretty useful skill to train on double XP. The main reason why this is a good skill to train is because you can train it with the Supreme Growth Potions. These basically allow you to instantly grow any type of crop depending on which of the Supreme Growth Potion you purchase. These can be purchased for beans at the farmer's market in the play your own farm. So this is an excellent way to train the skill on double XP, because you'll just be planting the crop and then instantly growing and harvesting it for an extreme amount of XP. And finally, the last skill that I want to cover in this video is construction. This is another great skill to train on double XP because it is so tedious to train. The best way to train it is actually by removing and rebuilding the float sim pawnbroker with the mahogany planks. So you do have to do this over and over. So if you are able to save, of course, half the amount of time on double XP, it is really worth it. Also, protein planks are pretty useful to use on double XP as well. So if you do have some of those, make sure to use it on your construction skill, because it is a really boring skill to train and you might want to just get it done on double XP. Anyway guys, those are the main skills that I think you should train on double XP. Of course, there are a ton of other skills that some people might want to train instead, including rune crafting, fletching, and crafting. Those are all up on the list as well. But I do find these 7 skills that I have mentioned in this video some of the best ones to train on this double XP. If you guys have any other skills that you think are better to train on double XP, let me know in the comments down below so everyone else can see. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.